Hi, how are you doing today? Thanks for joining me on Merlin's Mountain. I hope the magic rubs off on you, it usually does. Well, I'm having a good day. I hope you are too. And I think there's a pretty good chance that things are going a bit better for you than they have been lately. It's remarkable, and that's just what I want to talk about today. Everything's a cycle. Absolutely always a cycle to things, and when things go down, things are they've got to come back up again. That's the nature of it. We only have darkness around the place to remind us of the light. And would we appreciate the light if it was light all the time? And I woke up feeling a bit better than I have for quite a while. And as soon as I start talking to friends, whether that's, I've seen some people in real life, seen some people on Facebook and Instagram, and now you guys on YouTube. And when I talk to people today, everyone seems to be feeling a bit better about life. And this might not be the same if you're in the southern hemisphere, but wow, it's been incredibly dark weather just lately. And it just adds to the general feeling that things are all a bit crap, really. Wow, I mean, the sky was so dark yesterday, it was barely daylight at all. And being winter in the northern hemisphere, what little daylight there wasn't there for long. And so I put out a 60-second tarot card just a little while ago before I came out. And by the way, thanks guys, people have been watching the 60-second tarot, and I think we've got some new subscribers from that, and I want to really thank you guys, because it's just nice, to do the work and find that it's appreciated and people are getting something out of it. And this week, like I've been meaning to do for a long time, I've been using the Thoth, which was a deck created by Aleister Crowley. And he's kind of a scary guy. I don't entirely approve of what he did with his life, really. He wasn't the nicest of people by a long way. But what is often misunderstood about Crowley is that he wanted to climb up through all these different organisations. He tried to get high up in the Freemasons, and he could only go so far. Then he tried to climb up in the Golden Dawn, and he got a bit further with that, but still not as far as he wanted to. So, like a lot of people, actually, he set up his own organisation, so then he could be right at the top of it. Ordo Templi Orientis. And it's in that kind of phase of his life that the Thoth Tarot came about. The thing is, he did actually make a very strong, very effective, very capable study of ancient Egyptian magic and all kinds of magic, actually. And so that part of him was very genuine. And I've used the Thoth for many years myself. I haven't ever used it in my YouTube videos before, just because it kind of scares people. But I thought this week, when it came to like Sunday and I was starting the week, I thought, no, I'm going to use the Thoth this time. It's time to use the Thoth, bring it out and let people actually experience the wisdom of it. And I'm glad I did. The first 3 cards were quite miserable ones. They all had a silver lining, I wonder how many people really got the silver lining side of it. I didn't immediately, but because I do these videos, I read up on these things as I'm doing them, and I could see that there was a good side to it. And then today, quite randomly, out of the deck, we got the 2 of Discs, the 2 of Pentacles, and that really kind of sums up the journey of like light into dark, back into light again, and shows why it's so natural, really. That card is called the Lord of Change. And being the 2 of Pentacles, it's got that figure of 8 shape about it. And on the card, there's a snake that goes round the 2 discs. And the whole meaning of that card is it's the opposite of the famous saying, what goes up must come down. what that card really says is what goes down must come up, and that is so true. I feel like we're not out of winter yet. It's already getting darker, and I think it's going to rain some. But just had a nice taste of the light. Got very dark there, didn't it? But I was under some trees, very grounding, really. Nice and grounded now. But yeah, I mean, it's people who really kind of suffer in life and really go to the bottom of things, which is actually all of us at one time or another. But it's the people who suffer the most that tend to make the most of the light and appreciate the light most when they come back into it. And so today's card, a bit like today's weather in my little part of the world on the mountain here, the mountain of Merlin, is all pointing in the right direction. And it just reminds me, and I hope it's going to remind all you guys, that what goes around comes around, whether it's our own fault or not, really. And we're coming out of darkness into light. Stuck in traffic here. Doesn't look very light at all, does it? No. Pretty grim, pretty dark again, but yeah, I think we're in for a bit of darkness again, but that won't be long again before it's light. Just that nice little taster of how light it was this morning. Just makes it all worth it, makes it all feel better. Reading time, and here I am with my wig on back to front and no glasses because I've inexplicably lost them. But hey, what are you going to do about it? 5 cards, it's time to pick a card. New deck to the channel, it's been around a while, but it's the Magic Tarot, and big thanks to my good friend Sammy for giving me this wonderful deck for Christmas. She's got an eye for a good deck, as Sammy. So we've got number 1, and they're all convoluted as per usual. Number 1, number 2, come on, number 3, number 4, and number 5. Which one of those grabs you, friends? Decide. Let your inner psychic decide, actually. And that is as easy as deciding yourself unequivocally. It's when you start thinking, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? That's where, things going to go a bit wrong then. And this is actually, it's a big problem, not just with picking a card, but with manifestation generally. You decide you want something, you want to make something happen, and you think, oh, I'll say this mantra. But even as you're saying it, even as you're really trying to believe it, you're trying to attract something good. And, the human mind is crazy. It's like what I was saying about dark and light. You have these light ideas, but as soon as you start pursuing them, and it's the same for all of us, friends, you start asking yourself, look at where I live, I've quit every job I've ever had, what chance have I got? And that is what kind of spoils it. So, whichever card jumps out at you, just go for that one. Okay, we're going to start with number 1 from the Magic Tarot, and we have the 5 of Pentacles. There we have it. Now, this card, in a lot of ways, talks about material loss. The traditional Rider-Waite one has some people kind of hobbling along looking cold outside a nice warm window with a nice glowing light shining inside it. And that is just the thing, actually. Here we've got a simpler depiction, but we have got a nice yellow background, glowing yellow background, and this is very representative of the sacral chakra, and it's your personal power and the need to believe in that amidst any sense of personal loss that might be going on in your life at the moment. Because really, the 5 of Pentacles is more about fear of material loss than it is about actually losing anything. So, 5 of Pentacles to kick us off there. Okay, we'll move on to card number 2. And if I can get hold of it, here it is. It is the 3 of Swords. Now, this card is often seen as quite a sorrowful card as well. A very sorrowful card, actually, because it really can mean bereavement. But look here, we've got this pink background to it, and that is all about the higher heart. And that, of course, in turn is all about the higher self, which is where the higher heart really hangs out. Heart and mind are very closely associated with each other. It's an absolute fact that they have found cells in the human heart which would be capable of thought. There's no scientific proof yet that those cells are capable of thought, but they would be capable if they were wired up in a particular way, even more than I'm capable of speech, which isn't much at the moment. And this is the thing about bereavement, it really stings the higher heart. It really makes it hard work. And the red around the swords there does look rather kind of miserable, doesn't it? And that takes us into the root chakra and our fears about money, safety, security, all those important things, all that good stuff. But the thing about the Three of Swords is they are swords, and although they can kind of stab and they can cut and they can be horrible, at the same time they are very, very strong. And friends, they represent the strength that you have to overcome the problems in your life, to make things feel better, to make things go better for you. I do have a cat here again. You coming up today? Come on, come and say hello. They've all seen my crazy hairdo now. Come on. Come and say hello. Come on, look. Here she is, look. It's pretty Kitty Marcy. And she wants to get away. So, hey, she's actually staying for a minute. That's quite something. Right. Okay. Right. Okay, so anyway, yeah, what was I saying? Material loss, but it's more the fear of it than the actuality. So try and overcome that fear, friends. And the best way to overcome that fear is just to visualize and believe that things can be better. And like I said right at the beginning, bear in mind that just because you think they can't be better, that isn't a reason for them not to be better. We know things change in the ways we least expect. We really do. Now this brings us to card number 3, and if you picked all 5 of these cards, this is what it all pivots on, this is what it all hangs on. And even if you picked one of the others, this plays into it somehow, because it's the centre card, the pivotal card. It's number 14 from the Major Arcana, and it's Temperance. And here we have this lady wearing a higher heart chakra coloured pink dress there. Really quite an angelic lady. In fact, she's an angel. I haven't looked closely enough at that. Beautiful blue sky with a bit of darkness in it, but isn't that just nature? And she stands by the beautiful river, and Temperance is really about making magic happen. These are much older meanings of these words because the tarot is a medieval invention, and so we go back. It's not just temperance like we think of it, not having anything to drink, not having anything to smoke. It's not even just about balance. You can see she's pouring water between 2 cups here diagonally, and that just isn't possible. Water always goes straight down. So this is about the magic, and this is where you can have that beautiful green background, that earth magic going on. That's what it does. You can have the beautiful water, the beautiful flowers, the pretty blue sky, even on the darkest of days. And it is number 14. So in numerology, it's kind of, it's over 10. It's moving on a bit, but it hasn't got too far yet. And maybe if you pick this card, friends, you're feeling like you haven't got too far yet either. But it's a journey. So keep moving, keep going, and just keep the faith as much as you can. I'm trying. I'm delighted to have my friendly cat here. It's quite a while since we actually had one of the cats in the videos because they're getting all middle-aged and kind of boring and miserable now. She really likes, because I've just done the washing up. They just love the smell of washing up liquid on my hands. I don't know why, but they do. Okay, moving along swiftly, we have card number 4, and this is the 6 of Cups. I'm going to be quite brief about this one. This is really about cups overflowing, okay? It's maybe got other meanings than the tarot, but that is what's jumping out at me today. We've got a slightly orangey kind of pink here. It's halfway between the sacral chakra and the higher heart. So those 2 influences really coming quite strongly into play. 6, though, is a very magical number, a very powerful number, and good things are never far away when we pull a 6. It's a really good number. So look at the 6 cups. We can't tell if they're full or if they're empty, but we are more than halfway through the cups journey, which is, it's the element of water, the water signs in tarot. So things are flowing, and this is an invitation to keep on going with the flow, especially if you didn't think you were going anywhere with the flow. 6 of Cups. There we go. And that brings us to our outcome card. Card number 5, and what'll it be? It'll be the Queen of Wands. And this is a very positive card to come out with, really. The Queen of Wands is a very solid kind of character. She lives a very solid kind of life. She is happy with her home. She is happy with basically the building blocks of her life so far, which, being an older lady, she has had time to sort out and resolve and make sure everything's good. And so this, dear friend, if you pick this card, you're in a good position to go forward. Now, frankly, actually, absolutely all of us are in a good position to go forward. It's absolutely a true thing. But at the same time, we often feel like we're not in a good position to go forward. And the thing about the thing about the Queen of Wands, right, is you can sit there for a while. It's okay. You don't have to rush off into anything. It's kind of going to be fine. I've just noticed there's water over here. Looks like it's been running down the walls. It's just a bit of moisture, really, and it's because it's been bad weather. And that's a good analogy, because obviously I got to do something to fix that. I got to do something to change it. But at the same time, it's not a disaster. You know, if I don't fix that until tomorrow, it's not going to hurt. I'm going to try and fix it today, actually, because I might as well. But this is the thing, you know, we all have things in our lives that need fixing, but we are really very well placed to fix them, usually. Better placed to fix them than we would think. And as we look at the Queen of Wands, it's a reminder that we've got the strength. We've got the plank. What is it? The platform that we stand on. We've got all the planks in the platform. We just maybe got to nail the platform together a bit more. I'm now getting bitten by my lovely cat. Don't do that. Okay, so friends, I hope you got something out of this reading. Thanks very much for watching. I'll be back soon with some more. Done a few less this week, but I don't like to make videos if I'm not really kind of feeling the love and feeling the positivity, because God knows there's enough of the other stuff in this world. And 60-second tarot, though, is coming out every day. I'll link to the 60-second tarot playlist. There might even be one of those things at the end of the video that advertises it. Click on that and just stay tuned for more rock and roll, because there is going to be 60-second tarot every day. We are using the Thoth deck, Crowley's Thoth deck, all this week, and then we'll change to something else on Sunday, and it will be, no doubt, fantastic, because it usually is. Life is more fantastic than we think it is. That's the big message today. So friends, thanks for watching. Take good care of yourselves. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you picked. Drop a like on this one, why ever not, and hit the subscribe button if you wouldn't mind. Helps the channel no end. And me and my feline friend here, and hopefully the other feline friend, will see you again very soon in a future video. Love and light, blessings, and peace.